Hey, what's up, guys? Scott here, back once more with another video. Well, today I'll be going over some recent reports I've read and stuff about of course, Avengers Doomsday, which is only 39 weeks away, by the way. So we're getting closer and closer every week, every day that goes by. I get closer and closer to the premiere of that movie. As you know, I'm very excited. I haven't been this excited for a superhero thing since 2019. 2019, 7 years ago, was not only the year we got Avengers Endgame, which obviously was the culmination of 10 years worth of storytelling and character development, world development, especially for the original 6 Avengers, and especially Iron Man, Captain America. Avengers Endgame culminated in the resolution and wrap up of several of those stories. The final battle with Thanos and, Iron Man's sacrifice and death, Black Widow's death, Captain America's supposed retirement, even though he's coming back in Doomsday. But, at the time at least, that movie wrapped up a lot of storylines, especially the ones for the original 6 Avengers. Now, obviously, new characters were introduced in that Infinity Saga as well, like Captain Marvel, Spider-Man, Shuri, Ant-Man, people that have continued on past Endgame and will continue into these next Avengers movies. But anyway, sorry, I kind of got on sidetrack there. Anyway, but in 2019 we had Avengers Endgame, the wrap up of 10 to 12 years worth of storytelling for the MCU, and not only that year for the Arrowverse we also had Crisis on Infinite Earths, which was their Endgame level event, with all the show, a crossover across like all 5 shows. Arrow, Flash, Batwoman, Supergirl, and Legends of Tomorrow. So that year, Avengers Endgame came out in April, and Crisis on Infinite Earths aired that December. So we had 2 huge. Me as an avid fan of both DC and Marvel, and an avid fan of the MCU, and at the time Arrowverse, I was excited for both, and both of them did not disappoint. Like both of them lived up to my hype, for what they were. Arrowverse obviously had a much lower budget, but, they did what they could. They did the best they could with what they had to work with. So I give 2 thumbs up to Crisis on Infinite Earths. So anyway, all that said, here we are, 2026, 7 years later. Avengers Doomsday coming out in December. Finally, after all these years. Now, there's been other movies that have come out since Endgame that I've been excited for, and that have lived up, that I thought were great. Spider-Man No Way Home, The Marvels. I liked Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. Overall, I liked Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Hated Thor: Love and Thunder. Did not care for Eternals that much. I liked the Black Widow movie. I've liked pretty much all the Marvel Disney Plus shows, but nothing since Endgame has reached the hype, like the level of excitement of like a big crossover event. Where all the heroes come together. We're finally getting that again this year. I'm so excited. So I finally have that feeling of every week a day that goes by, I'm looking forward to that movie. Finally, after 7 years, a big crossover movie to look forward to again. So anyway, as we know, so I'm very excited for Doomsday. Obviously. Anyway, so all these leaks have been coming out. So one of the recent things I read or watched a video on or both, I've seen, is that the upcoming Avengers movies story is going to borrow elements from the Children's Crusade comic. So in that comic, it involves the Young Avengers, which is Kate Bishop and some others, who are confirmed to be in Doomsday. The Young Avengers, or the champions, whatever you want to call them, will have a presence in these Avengers movies. So, in that comic, the Young Avengers have to search for the Scarlet Witch who has been missing. So, and that's really the gist of the comparison I want to make, because I actually have not read that story, but it involves the Young Avengers searching for Wanda who's disappeared and all that. So anyway, so right now, currently in the MCU, we have no idea what happened. We have no idea where Wanda Maximoff is. The last time we saw her was at the end of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, when that tower collapsed on her. We assumed she maybe died, but we never saw a body. And as the tower fell, you see this flash of red light. If you really look, you see this flash of red light as the tower collapses. That obviously means she could have teleported away too. So Wanda's status in the MCU is currently unknown officially. But what I've read and watched videos on is that Wanda has actually been kidnapped and is being controlled by Doctor Doom. and and he will use her powers to help him in his plans to destroy the multiverse and create Battleworld, which is be like his own dominion, right? Along with some other villains, I'm sure he has plans with too. So I really hope the element. The Avengers movies, the upcoming Doomsday Secret Wars, will involve the Young Avengers having to find Wanda and break her free of Doom's brainwashing. I think that's an excellent idea for a story. This could give Wanda a really cool redemption arc. And I would love to see her team up in the fight against Doom. So, yes. So, I think Wanda's definitely returning in these Avengers movies. For sure. I think first on the side of Doom, who has her brainwashed. But I think eventually she'll turn to the side of the good guys after the Young Avengers. I think the Young Avengers are going to be the key to breaking Doom's control and brainwashing of everyone. And getting their memories back on Battleworld. Excuse me. I think, So, yes, I'm excited for Wanda's return. I'm excited to see the Young Avengers. So the way Battleworld is in the Secret Wars comic, which I've read, each villain, so Doom, Victor Von Doom is God Emperor of Battleworld, but he also lets several other villains have different territories, like Mr. Sinister has a territory, Red Skull has a territory, Thanos has a territory. So the villains kind of split up Battleworld between their different territories, but Victor Von Doom is God Emperor Doom over all of it, ultimately, and all the other villains answer to him, so I think you could do something similar in the MCU with the different MCU villains. Victor Von Doom could still be God Emperor of Battleworld, but then, Thanos, King Thanos, who is confirmed to be in these movies, basically, King Thanos could have his own territory. Ultron is returning very soon, and I think that will carry over to these Avengers movies. Ultron could have his own territory. So I think they're going to do an adaptation of that where the Doctor Doom is the ultimate emperor over Battleworld, but the other villains will have territories, I think. So it's going to be such an interesting story to see, and I can't wait to see it unfold. Anyway, I'm excited to see Wanda's return for sure. Anyway, guys, just some theories. I'm looking forward to the movie. Each day that goes by gets us closer and closer, and I cannot wait. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned, and peace out.